Good morning, friends. Today we are going to start the new concept, that is the Born-Haber cycle. The question may come in general: explain the Born-Haber cycle during the formation of the molecule, or say the question will be like that: explain the Born-Haber cycle for the NaCl. Here we will see in general we will use the MX as a molecule. Okay, MX is the general ionic compound. You can apply it for the any ionic compound. Here example is we will see the NaCl. Please remember this part. In the last lecture we talked regarding the Born-Landes equation, Kapulski equation. Okay, we have seen the lattice energy, factors affecting the lattice energy that we have seen, and we have discussed it in detail, and how we can calculate the theoretical lattice energy that we have seen. There are the two formulas that we can use to calculate the lattice energy. That nothing but first formula is nothing but the Born-Landes equation, and second was the Kapulski equation. We are moving towards another new important concept. You can see here the mention, it is a compulsory part. That question will be there on this part, that is a Born-Haber cycle. It is again useful to determine the lattice energy of the ionic compound. The Born-Haber cycle is constructed as follows. This method is based on the assumptions that the formation of the 1 mole of crystalline ionic compound MX can take place either by, one will be the direct method, second one will be the alternative method. In the direct method, what will happen? We are taking the gaseous, one metal is in the solid form, and another, that is anion, that is coming to form the molecule, is in the gaseous form. Means we want the MX at that time, M metal is in the solid form, plus half X2. X2 is nothing but the, here we can call it as a anion. Okay, there will be the direct combination of metal solid and X2 gas. Yes, that is MS plus half X2. It will gives you the MX, that is a delta HF, that is a enthalpy of the formation is nothing but the minus X kilo joule per mole. Okay, got that point? Then alternative method, formation of the MX can take place by an alternative method involving the following 5 steps. There will be the 5 steps involved in the alternative method during the formation of the MX. MX is nothing but the ionic compound. First one will be the sublimation of the MX to the Mg. Whatever the metal present in the solid state, that will convert it into the gaseous state. Got this point? You can see MS will convert into the Mg. Therefore, delta H is nothing but the enthalpy of the sublimation, or say heat of sublimation, is equal to Fx kilojoule per mole. Now, dissociation of half X2 to the X dash gaseous, that is a conversion of gaseous halogen molecule into gaseous halogen atom. That is a half X2 gaseous gives you the X gaseous. Here, delta H3, that is the heat of dissociation, will be the plus X kilojoule per mole. Plus X kilojoule per mole. Then ionization of Mg to the Mg, that is M plus in the gaseous form, that is a ion will form, metal in the gaseous form will convert into the ionic form, M plus in the gaseous plus electron, that will gives you the delta Hi, this is the heat of ionization, gives you the plus X kilojoule per mole. Then the fourth step is a conversion of the gaseous halogen atom into the halide ion, that is a X gaseous plus electron, it will gives you the X minus gaseous. Here delta Hi, again the enthalpy of the ionization, or say heat of ionization for the electron affinity, is nothing but a minus X kilojoule per mole. Therefore, the conversion of the gaseous ion m plus g and x minus g to form the solid crystal mx. That is m plus g plus x dash x minus g gives you the mx, that is a crystalline. Therefore here delta H lattice, which is equal to U, is equal to minus x kilojoule per mole. According to the Hess law, the heat of formation of the 1 mole of the mx should be the same irrespective of whether reaction takes place in the 1 step or 5 step. Hence delta HF is equal to delta HS plus delta HI plus half delta HD plus delta HF0 plus U. Therefore U is equal to delta HF minus lattice energy is equal to delta HF minus in bracket delta HS plus delta HI half delta HD plus delta HF delta HI. That is the bracket complete. Application of the Born-Haber cycle. Born-Haber cycle is very useful in calculating the lattice energy of the ionic compound, determining any of the quantities mentioned in the cycle if all other quantities are known, understanding the inability of metals from not forming stable compound in low oxidation state, example calcium chloride, aluminium, AlCl3. Then explaining the stability of various ionic compounds, example MgO is stable through Mg2 plus and O2 minus ions are both formed endothermically. These are the applications of the Born-Haber cycle. And fifth, understanding the nature of the bonding. These are the especially here in the example the values are given for the NaCl. You can see here the example of the sodium is given, that we will see. You got this particular Born-Haber cycle. If you are getting this point, then it will very easy to remember the numerical based on this particular Born-Haber cycle, or actually in the Born-Haber cycle for the NaCl. The question will be there on this part. You got this Born-Haber cycle. It is used to determine the lattice energy of the ionic compound. Here ionic compound in general we are called it as a MX, but you can take sometime in the exam NaCl may ask. Okay, there are the two methods for calculating the lattice energy. You can calculate the direct or say alternative method. In the direct, what will happen? Metal solid plus half X2, that is a gaseous, that will convert into the MX, that will be the delta HF is equal to minus that is a delta HF is equal to minus 6 kilojoule per mole. That will be the heat of formation, or say enthalpy of formation, you can call it as. Then in the alternative method we have seen the different 5 steps. First, what will happen? First will be the sublimation. Metal in the solid state will convert into the gaseous state. Then we have seen half X2, that will convert into the X gaseous, that is a halide molecule, halide atom. Then whatever we have formed the gaseous metal, that will ionize into the M plus gaseous, giving the 1 electron, and an electron will acquire by the whatever the halide atom present, that is the X gaseous, will abstract the electron and will get converted into the X minus gaseous, that will be the halide ion. Here it is again the ionization. Then what will happen after that? There will be that whatever the M plus gaseous has been formed, that will combine with the X minus gaseous, and it will give you the formation of the ionic compound MX. That are the 5 steps which are involved in this particular Born-Haber cycle, and its application I have given 5 different applications are here, and how we can calculate finally the lattice energy. The equation is very much important. U is equal to delta HF minus delta HS plus delta HI plus half delta HD plus delta HF. That is sorry, this last one is the delta He. Delta He, that is nothing but this one, electron affinity. Okay. That I have to say, this is the delta He. Please note it well. And these are the 5 applications are given. Okay, got this point. What is the first application? Born-Haber cycle is very useful in calculating the lattice energy of the ionic compound. Second, determining the any of the quantities mentioned in the cycle if all other quantities are known. Means you can calculate, if all are given, you can calculate delta HF. Except this delta HS, if all factors are known, then you can calculate the delta HS. Likewise, then understanding the inability of the metals from not forming stable compounds in low oxidation state. Examples is given: calcium chloride, CaCl2 should be there, and LCl3 should be there. Explaining the stability of the various ionic compounds. Example, MgO is stable through Mg2 plus and O2 minus ions are both formed endothermically. And last application of this Born-Haber cycle is the understanding the nature of the bonding. What is point? Today we will stop here. Please prepare this part well, go through this particular Born-Haber cycle. The question will be fixed on this: either explain the Born-Haber cycle during the formation of the molecule ionic compound, or say explain the Born-Haber cycle for the NaCl molecule, like that NaCl compound. Like the question will be there in the exam. Please prepare this cycle well, very simple it is. Please go through this part very well, then and then only you can realize this part very well. Thank you.